Rebecca. So this will be my intro clip. I was going through my camera and deleting some clips when I stupidly deleted the initial intro I filmed a couple days ago for this video, but this video was initially intended to be like, come book shopping with me at library book sales. There were only a couple that happened this weekend and I just didn't really get a lot of footage at either of them, and I just thought this would be a very short video and not really interesting, so I think I might turn it into like a weekly vlog. I'm not sure still, but yeah, this is to replace the initial intro. I'm just gonna carry on as usual, but the first library book study that you saw, I did get one book, which is The Night Watch by Sarah Waters, and this takes place during World War II in London, and it follows these four people. I believe it's 3 women and 1 man, and we just follow their lives and how they're connected in surprising ways, and how during this wartime, how it's affecting London, people in it. So yeah, I'm intrigued. And yeah, I'm reading updates will be in the next clip, which I'm gonna pretend like was a couple days later, like initially. So yeah. Now a couple of days later after my initial library book sale, and I went to another one. I actually went to 2. One I wasn't planning to. I had to go to a library to print something, and yeah. But that in first library book sale I picked up 5 books for about $5. So yeah, the first being The Witch of Willow Hall by Hester Fox. Yeah. This is about this family who flee Boston, and they have to lead to like this country home called Willow Hall, and the estate, it seems sleepy, calm and whatnot, but there's kind of like a menace to it, almost like a creepy factor to it, and there's a dark history that remains that calls to 2 of the children, and yeah, all 3 daughters will be changed by what follows, and yeah, that seems intriguing to me. Next being The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin, which I believe it's just been really everywhere. And it's like the creative book that's to really get people to be creative. And I do like this one. I wasn't expecting it to be like this almost, I don't even know, like, it's not like a normal hardback, like it's fabric-y in a way. I don't know. And next is The Female Persuasion by Meg Wolitzer. And this is about this girl who meets a woman who will change her life. This woman, she's been like a figure for like the feminist movement for decades, and when Weir, who is the young woman, hears her speak, she feels her inner world light up, and yeah, this affects her, so I'm excited to get into that one. Next is The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons, which is a fantasy. It's about this character who grew up in the slums of Kier, I don't know how to say that, They're a thief and a minstrel's son, raised on tales of long-lost princess and crusts. And they're claimed as the missing son of this treasonous prince, and he finds himself at the mercy of this new family's ruthless power plays and political ambition. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. And lastly, the first library book sale of today was Daughters of the Witching Hill by Mary Sharwat. I should have fucked up how to say that. But yeah. And this is about this woman who lives with her children in a crumbling old tower and drunk on Catholic ritual and medicinal herbs and guidance from her spirit friend. She heals the sick and foretells the future in exchange for food and drink, and as she ages, she instructs her friend and her granddaughter in her craft. And her friend turns to dark magic, and while her granddaughter is intending to use her craft for good, and yeah, this seemed intriguing to me. Sorry for reading the back, but with that one I didn't really know what it was properly. Like, it doesn't really intriguing to me when I picked it up, so yeah. And at the second library book, so I only picked up 2 books for $1.50. First being Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. And yeah, this is about a young woman and a Mahayan death god who embark on a life-changing journey. And it's inspired by Mexican folklore, and it takes place during the Jazz Age, so yeah, this one looked intriguing to me. And lastly, but certainly not least, and I'm glad I'm almost done, because my arm is hurting me from holding this camera, is Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan, which takes place in a small Irish town, and this coal merchant is just facing his busiest season, and he arrives early in the morning and he makes a discovery which forces him to confront his past, oh my god, and the complicit silences of a town controlled by the church. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. And reading wise, I am reading The Aztec Serpent by Sarah Perry, which is about this woman whose husband dies and she moves to this small town. She's trying to escape London, and so far I am intrigued by it. There are a lot of expectations being mentioned here. Expectations on how she should be, I guess, dealing with her husband's death. Like, she should be this mourning widow because I believe her and her husband are both part of the society of London. But it seems like she just wants to escape. Like, she finally feels free. Like, her marriage wasn't exactly the happiest. It seems like when she had his son, her husband was more distant, and abusive. Like, he would try to control her, make her act like a proper lady, and now that he's dead, she's not surprised he's dead. It was illness that took his life, but still, she allows herself to be free. She allows herself to get dirt on her shoes and act not like a proper lady. Like, let's be who she wants to be. As well, because of the way they're described to other people, and these people are forming I guess images of them in their head, expecting them to be one thing and then being surprised when it's oh, the complete opposite. Our main character, Cora, when she's described to this reverend and his wife before she meets them, the reverend's wife, and I guess him and their children expect her to be this old fat lady and have a fat son who is very unpleasant and quite old, maybe in his 20s or something, and it seems too late. a preteen almost, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but when I meet her, they are surprised to see she's not what they expect. So yeah. And this novel also covers like I guess beliefs. We have like whether that's religious, scientific, mythology. Like it covers it all, and in a way, it's all connected because there is this serpent that's been rumored to be around, and the people who are of religious or scientific beliefs, like it's just the way of thinking, they don't believe it's real. They believe, oh, there's a reasonable explanation for what's happening is happening. Like the goat escaped, or there was an accident. Well, those who do believe in the mythology, like it does affect them. Like they do believe what's happening is because of this creature. So yeah, it is really intriguing to me. So yeah, but that is all for today. And I'm sorry if it's quite dreary. If it's quite dark, it's currently raining outside, so it's quite dark. So I apologize for that. Yeah, today was just quite rainy, so it is what it is. So it's the next day, and I've just done some cleaning of like my bathroom and the kitchen, and I have also done some more reading of the Essex Serpent, and I'm still enjoying this. We do see Cora, I guess, put on the costume, like putting on the character of this mourning widow with her black dress and looking like a respected lady while she's hosting this like midsummer party. So that's interesting. In fact, like she is still expected to look a certain way, to act a certain way with her guests. But we are also seeing how the belief of science and religion are kind of coming hand in hand. In a sense, the Reverend's wife, Stella, she is sick with tuberculosis, and the doctors want to kind of help her. With this age, there are new scientific advancements that some people are still wary of because it's new and they're just not entirely sure about the science behind it. So, the Marine, well, who is there from he's aware of the treatment of his wife. And it's these new ideas with the old ideas he holds that are just quite interesting to see. In fact, there's a quote here that I liked because, I mean, women during this time, they don't really have any, I guess, autonomy or any control for the decisions made, and even then, like even in today's age, we still see this, but I guess it was more common back in that day. But she's like, page 265 of the paperback is, "What about me?" Stella raised herself upon her elbow and smoothing back her hair, said, frowning, "Aren't you going to ask me? Well, isn't this body mine? Isn't it my disease?" Like, men act like they have like that a woman's body is not her own, that it's like theirs, it's their property, they have every right to decide what to do with it. So there's that. And it's also seeing like how arisen a fear this Essex Serpent is bringing out, and then people of the community, they're all in like they're looking for evidence, like the Essex Serpent is for this or that reason. Like the crops don't look so good. It must be the Essex Serpent who's doing like this. They are so afraid. And yeah, like this creature that's probably not real. There's probably other explanations for what's happening. Is bringing out this fear in them, and it's fascinating because we're always looking for an explanation for something, so yeah. So yeah, I'm liking it a lot. Yeah. So it's the next day, And I have done some more work and also have done some more reading of The Silk Serpent, and now I'm on page 392, meaning I will probably finish this either tomorrow or later today if I'm in a reading mood, but I don't think so, but who knows. I said the same thing about The Clockmaker's Daughter, and I read like 80 plus pages in one day, so. By the way, with The Silk Serpent, I am still liking it. There was a scene between Cora and Willem where things escalated, yeah. And yeah, I'm not gonna say what, but it seems like feelings might change, and yeah. And we also see the mental well-being of Dr. Luke, who, after his career was essentially has ended because he had his hand size from what I gather. And with the fact he was rejected by a woman he fell in love with, he just wasn't handling things well, and yeah, I did like that, but like I'm still liking it with the fact, like, I guess the serpent itself is kind of dead. When people are still seeing it, and I don't like, we always know there's things happening because of it or not, like, there's still that question, so yeah. But yeah, that's what I have to say about it, like, honestly not much of an update, but alas. But yeah, otherwise for the rest of the day I'm thinking I'm just staying home. I was gonna go somewhere today, but my plans changed and I don't have any desire to leave my house, as it is currently downpouring, so that's fun. So yeah, lovely spring day, and I'm using this because spring is the 23rd of March, I think it is. And it's only the 5th. But yeah, it's starting to feel like spring, which makes me happy because I don't like being cold. So it's the next day and I just finished The Silk Serpent, and I think I'm gonna give this a 4-star. Like, I did like it. I'm not gonna say anything about the ending that's been very spoilery, but yeah, just to say, Stella's disease seemed to be had an effect on her mind in a negative way, like, yeah. But yeah, and so there's no such thing as a serpent in this like black water thing in Essex. It was just something else entirely, so that was interesting. And I did like that in a sense, like life just continued on, like some things have changed, like the relationships between the characters, but also like it kind of stayed the same. Like Cora is back in London and is still there, which I'm not sure why entirely. Like, I don't know. Her going back and forth between London and Essex, this wasn't like really clear to me, like why that was happening. But I did like how the author used the word cleave, like you cleave something together and changes things or brings things together, or you cleave things apart and breaks things, like the different usage of the word. So that was interesting. But yeah, I enjoyed this for the most part, and yeah. And my next read will be The Immortalists by Chloe Benjamin, which is about these 4 characters, 4 siblings, and they get their fortune told by this psychic, and it just follows like the next 4 or 5 decades of their lives, and yeah, it just seemed interesting. Like, I think this is also one of the oldest books on my TBR, but can I do that video? Yeah, let's hope I have better luck with this book than I did with The Clockmaker's Daughter, which is no longer in my house. I put it in a free little library a few days ago when you saw me go on that walk. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure what my plans will be for the rest of the day, but if I get up to anything interesting, I'll either film it or I'll just talk about it. Yeah. So it is a bit later, and I did go somewhere with my dad, and I wasn't able to film it as I was driving, and I always forget to film when I'm in the Eastern European store. And when I'm with my dad, we usually go to the Eastern European store. They just sell bread he really likes there, even food kind of out of our way, but still. But I got what I usually get there, which is that cake I've shown you before, and I did get this like poppy seed Danish, so yeah, I don't know why I'm showing you, but and he did want to go to Barnes and Noble to get a magazine, and while I was there, he did, and while we were there, he did give me a book, and I got The Things We Do to Our Friends by Heather Darwin, which takes place in Edinburgh, and it's about this girl who arrives at this university kind of looking to reinvent herself, like start off like a blank state, and she meets a classmate named Tabitha, and she's drawn into Tabitha, and she's drawn into Tabitha's friends and their dazzling world of champagne, dinner parties, and summers and friends, and yeah, Claire's life has begun, her new life's begun. And then Tabitha reveals the project she and her friends have been working on, and they need Claire's help. And yeah, this seems insane. Dark academia, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. But yeah, and I've not done any more reading. I'm just like not really in the mood to read anymore today, which is valid. Like, you'll get those moods, so yeah. Yeah, tomorrow I will start more to this properly. I only really read one page of it because my dad wanted to get his haircut. Typically with the barber shop he goes to, you don't need to make an appointment with some of the hairdressers, but I guess those hairdressers weren't in, so he did have to make an appointment, so yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, if it is like being introduced to Vara, and really this, we were in a prologue, so yeah. But that's all. So it's a bit later, and I did decide to read a bit. I only read like the prologue of the Immortalist, which is about 20 pages, and now I'm on part 1 of it. With this, with the first part, I did like in a sense, one of the characters, the oldest child of the 4 siblings. Anyway, when she's in synagogue, she doesn't feel like God is talking to her. Like, the quote I marked was, in synagogue, Vara tries to pray, but God never seems to respond. The Wishka, at least we'll talk back in the Wishka, is the fortune teller. And I like that because it's like, Vara isn't sure of any answers, like she doesn't know what the future holds. Like, God will not tell her like what will happen in the future, what she should expect. Well, the Wishka, the fortune teller, will tell her, which is quite interesting to me. It's like a question of fate in a way, or it is. Yeah. But I do like the reasoning behind why these kids want to see this Wishka, because they're bored. Like, this is 1969. Like, I think it's the Vietnam War that's happening, or I'm not entirely sure, but and Stonewall and Woodstock, like a lot of things are happening in New York State and in the city itself. Or I don't remember where Woodstock happened, so I could be wrong about New York, I'm not sure. But a lot's happening, and you see it on TV or in the news. They just feel cooped up in their apartment, so yeah. And I'm liking it so far. So it's another gloomy day. I've just done some work, some laundry and whatnot, and I've also done some reading of the more to list. I'm only on page 83, and so far in part 1 we are really just following Simon's perspective, who, if I remember it correctly, is the youngest sibling. And with Simon, okay, I'm gonna backtrack for a bit, but it seems like each of these parts, like in a novel, is gonna be separated by the different siblings' perspective, and yeah, I don't know if we're gonna follow them and see how the fortune they were told will, like the day they will die, how that will affect their lives. So I mean, imagine it will, because even if they don't really believe in it, like they think this is just a fraud. Meaning you're told, oh, you might die on this day. It's just gonna affect like how you live your life anyway. So, but with Simon in this part so far, he seems just to try and be living his life, because when we first meet him, I guess, properly, I mean, we flash forward a bit in time, and Simon is now 16 in high school, and his father dies, and he's always been expected to take over the family business, like, because it's passed down to the son, and his older brother has already made a decision of what he wants to do with his life, so by default, I guess, it will, this tailor shop, which is, well, it will fall into Simon's lap. But yeah, Simon, he doesn't seem to want that, and he doesn't really feel accepted in where he lives, and I am like we are being told of what's happening in the city they're in, or what's going on, in the city they're in during this time period, because it puts in like how events that are happening affect the people. So yeah, but Simon, he's a gay man in the 1960s, and so he doesn't feel accepted. He feels like he's still only gay person around, and the city is changing, like the neighborhoods like are changing, and that kind of scares him. But yeah, he and his sister Clara, they both went away to San Francisco, and that's where he starts feeling more accepted there. So yeah, I don't know. Overall, I'm not really in the novel yet. I so far think it's fine, which is unfortunate because it's another book that's just fine for me, which is annoying. But I was thinking about this the other day, and it's been a while since I've had a 5-star. Like, I think for me, I'm quite nitpicky, so it takes a lot from me to get a 5-star. So yeah. Honestly, 80 pages in, I don't know what I would rate this, but yeah. Also, I do have to say God, religion, that does play a role in this novel, themes, because of Simon's religious upbringing. Like, he's been taught that he's not gonna be accepted, that who he is as a gay man is just wrong, so he thinks either God made a mistake, like Simon is a mistake, he feels like, or something else. So yeah, that was interesting. And what I was looking at just now is, I thought I tapped something related to that, but it was really something else. What I did tap, and I also like this point, was Simon, he is dating, or he starts this relationship with another boy, another man. I'm not sure how old he is, but this guy, he's a black man, and Simon, he's white, and even though they do face similar discriminatory reason, both aren't so outwardly obvious as being a black man. And so the guy Robert? Why? Yep, Robert, I'm white. We're both character names, if you cannot tell. But he faces his own discrimination because of the fact of his skin color, so yeah, dude. So it's the next day, and as you just saw, I did go for a bit of a walk this morning, which was lovely. Feel a bit chilly, as you'd expect, but yeah, nonetheless, I did do some work, and I have done some reading, which is why I'm here to update you on. And I'm now on page 130 of the Mortalist, and I still think it's fine, and it's not a bad novel. I don't feel particularly connected to any of the characters. The narrative just seems to be skipping around. Like, it doesn't feel like one linear thing. This feels like different points within the years we're following. Like, for example, the part I'm on part 2 now. Yeah, part 2, which is Clara's time. And we do get some years, so for Clara it's 1982 to 1991, and we're seeing different parts of those years. Like, it's like, oh, 1992, 1994, and then so forth. Like, it goes back and forth. It doesn't feel very linear to me, so there's that. But with Clara's part, I should probably wrap up Simon. It's just, I feel like with Simon, like, if I say anything more about it, I will spoil it, and I don't really know what to say about that, except, yeah. But with Clara, we see her back in New York a few times in this period, and we see how Simon's decision to leave for San Francisco with her has affected the dynamic with the siblings, how it's kind of affected Daniel's opinion of his younger sister, and yeah, how he kind of has an opinion on things that he probably shouldn't have. Like, but also we see how the father's death, which preceded Simon's leaving for San Francisco, how that affected her attitude towards her youngest son, towards her youngest child. So there's that, which is understandable, but still, what she said to him is still not okay, so yeah. But with Clara, we see her kind of try and make a career of being like a magician or something, which she's kind of struggling with this, in the sense, like, she's not really able to get gigs as much as she would like to, and she's still kind of improving her craft, like trying to I guess set in stone her routine, I guess, or so yeah. And I just hit my lens cap, if you're wondering what that noise was, but yeah, like, you just see her relationships and whatnot, so yeah. But yeah, so far it's fine. There was a moment in here that I did like. Simon's story has come to an end. You can imagine how. But with that, Clara loses someone that she made so many memories with, that was like, some of those memories died with him. Like, he was with her when she was practicing her craft, when she was trying to improve her skills overall, and he was, I guess, in a way, her test subject. Like, she would practice on him, like, some simple tricks, like pulling a coin out of behind the ear and whatnot. So I did like that, how memories we make with someone, like those vulnerable and intimate moments, kind of are lost when someone leaves our life, so yeah, I did like that. But yeah, so it's the next day, and it's also the end of this vlog. I did do some grocery shopping today, and I was gonna go for a bit of a walk today, but the weather, it's that time of year where one day it's like nice, a bit warm, and the next it's freezing. I mean, today's the cold day, like it's not freezing, but it's cold. The air feels a bit wet, like, yeah, not a nice weather where you want to walk. So yeah, I just did my grocery shopping, so yeah. I also went to this like International Women's Day thing my town was hosting, but it wasn't anything really interesting. There was some booths selling stuff, but nothing that really fit me. Like wings just didn't really fit me, even though a lot of them were adjustable, but I do have very thin fingers annoyingly, so yeah. But I did do some reading of the Immortalist, and now I'm on page 198, and there's some things I'm confused about, such as how Clara died, which was how performing a trick, like, yeah, and also, yeah, I don't want to spoil that, but, and also, we are now in Daniel's perspective, and he mentions that a cop, someone from the FBI was on Clara's case, and Clara never mentions it, so I'm like, what was her case? I am curious on seeing if we will find out what that was, but yeah, I'm a bit confused. And yeah, and we do kind of see more on like how the siblings like dynamic. It seems like they are quite distant from one another. They all went on to live their own lives, and they're not really close anymore. So there's that. But yeah, like, you know, large chunks of time. We're kind of jumping large chunks of time, like, which is interesting, I guess. I don't know. Like, so far this book is fine. Like, it's nothing fascinating, nothing like incredible, if that makes sense. Like, it's not a bad book, but yeah. So I don't know. I'm only like, I think I have about 150-ish pages. How many pages do I have? 343, and I'm on page 197. Yeah, less than 150 pages left, and I'm not sure how this will tie together, if we'll see more or what. I am curious on what will happen to Daniel, so yeah. But yeah, that's it for this vlog. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below telling me what books you got recently, as I did start this vlog with quite a bit of a book haul. If you want to, please subscribe to this channel. And if you want to follow me on any social media, then all those links are in the down bar below. I'll see you guys next time I post a video. Bye.